What's going on, everyone? Another mock draft is coming back. Ben Kuiper here. Ben Kuiper with the glasses is here. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, Ian. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Last mock draft was probably over a little bit over a month and maybe 2 months now, if I remember correctly.
That's it was the morning of the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
So
So
just about, yeah, just almost exactly a month
all
actually.
right. So obviously, a month apart, a lot of things have changed. Combine just happened. A lot of guys are obviously benefiting from that. Some will not, but um, I'm looking to put an article out on that Substack, so I'm going to put that link on my YouTube for whoever wants to join up on that. Just writing little articles. But last time we did this, we Ben, you were the odd numbers, so you had first overall, you had Green Bay, your guys, obviously. We're gonna flip it around this time. I'm gonna get the odds this time, and a
Yes,
lot of
you have
things.
to get Pittsburgh, bro.
Exactly. I got to get Pittsburgh one time. So um I'm excited to get this thing going. Can you see the
Just perfectly fine pro football. It's got all the picks
all right,
or
awesome.
all the players with the picks on
Yes,
the
sir.
left hand.
We definitely recommend this website. This one's one of the better ones. And it's free.
Yes, shout out to our sponsor, ProFootballNetwork.com.
Without further ado, we're gonna get right started into it. Tennessee, I want them to trade back, but in this, um let's do it. Let's freaking do it.
Okay,
We're,
okay,
we're not gonna have an insane one. I think they're gonna. I could see Giants running out of. Oh wait, let's make it more easy. I could see the Giants running out of options, but I think they're gonna get desperate. Why can't I find the Titans? Oh, there. I think
okay.
New York may get desperate. They want their quarterback. They're gonna trade up for. Let's see, Cameron Ward. So obviously, I I don't know. And I could really see them trading up and taking Shador just because of uh, I don't know. Just from what I've been seeing, it's a weird draft for quarterbacks. I think Ward's gonna be a good player though. And Giants potentially select their franchise guy here. So
I like that pick a lot. No, no, I'm like a new Bell type right out of the gates. But anyways, I like that pick a lot with Cam Ward. In all honesty, like that's a really good pick. I mean, um, with the New York Giants, with the G-Man, they do the trade. Now it's like it feels like 2 months ago we were hearing Tennessee potentially do a trade. Now it's like it kind of went those conversations kind of went quiet. Now they're picking back up again, and to get Cam Ward would be great. Shadir Sanders, of course, I think it was like his Pro Bowl game, was or not his Pro Bowl game rather. His last game with Colorado, like he was wearing the Giants at the bowl game, the Giant cleats, and like all that happening. But in all honesty, I think it doesn't take a brainiac to know Cam Ward's a better prospect than Shadir. So I'm gonna change things up myself.
do it.
With Cleveland Browns, I am not gonna go Travis Hunter. I'm gonna go Abdul Carter
Let's do it.
because I don't think Miles. I said this, before. Like I don't think Miles Garrett's gonna be a Brown, even with the Browns not trading him.
Yeah.
All you're gonna get is an unhappy guy that's gonna sit out. So I think you get Abdul Carr. I know there's the injury concern, but me and you were talking about Ian last week where Philadelphia, right? They get Jalen Carr and he was dealing with injuries. But in all honesty, with Abdul Carter, like if he does get this foot surgery, he's gonna be around 100% by the time July rolls around.
Yeah. And from what I've read, I don't think he's gonna do it because it's like a stress reaction. So he's probably gonna fight through it, just do his pro day. I don't think it's gonna affect him too much. Stress
And he'll
reaction,
just take time
that's
off.
yeah, that's very, very treatable. Obviously, you don't want to get to a stress fracture, which is the next stage after that. But regardless, I think Carter, if Garrett is there and if he's actually mentally bought in, regardless, that would be an elite duo, even if Garrett is playing. Even if he's gone, that's an excellent replacement just to build off a guy who used to play linebacker and now transitioned
Mhm.
to an off ball or to a edge rusher now and had such good production. So I'd like to see that for them. Tennessee here at 3. I'm going to go Travis Hunter. I think they can trade back and still manage to, if this were to happen, they would still manage to get one of Carter or Hunter. Obviously, Hunter is going to be I think he'll be an excellent player at whatever position in the NFL. So
I like it. Number 4, New England Patriots. They're not going to go Shadir Sanders because they have their quarterback in Drake May. I think they go Mason Graham. I think you need to protect Drake May. I think there are plays like we saw the team in front of him where he made against the Tennessee Titans, forcing overtime on a crazy dramatic play, running against 5 guys, running on the clock like 8 seconds. He probably ran like 30 yards back and forth through it, tied the game. Like Drake May is him. So you want to get an offensive line and just like make sure this
well,
guy
he's
doesn't
D
get
line,
banged
but
up.
yeah,
Or D line rather. I
yeah.
meant D line. Yeah,
Regardless, I
D-line.
think they'd probably take
D
it.
line rather, yeah.
Yeah,
Because also I mean, they need, yeah, they need pass rushing too,
yeah.
New England. I mean, it wasn't, I felt like I was more impressed with New England's linebackers, I'd say, than their D line. Um, but I think they need D line too.
Yeah, Graham is one of the more safer guys in the whole entire draft. He's really a technician, so
Yeah.
I still believe that'd be a really good selection for them there. Um, so you took my guy for Jacksonville. That's who I really want them to select. But after the combine, he just had, I think Will Campbell's worthy enough of a top 5 pick now. He may bump into guard because his arm length is really an outlier. So he's got a shorter wingspan. So a lot of teams will project him to move into the inside. So you don't have to deal with those super quick and powerful rushers to the point where you have to use your wingspan a lot more. But I think he can play tackle in the NFL. He's been doing it since his freshman year, started every single game since his freshman year, which is ridiculous for
That's
something like
insane.
that. And he's only the 4th guy to do it at LSU. So he is going to be, he has a chance to be a Pro Bowler from day one. I think Jacksonville would really love to have him.
That is absolutely crazy. That's a great pick. I think Jacksonville needs offensive line. We've talked about like Trevor Lawrence always getting pressure the past 2 to 3 seasons now.
Yep.
The Las Vegas Raiders, they will get Shadir Sanders because I was talking about actually just when I went off my show, just about 10 minutes prior to this, I was talking about how I think it's going to be very difficult for the Las Vegas Raiders in free agency to get a quarterback they're looking for. So at the very least, this is now going to be a situation where you have Shadir Sanders battle with either Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. One of those 2 guys. They'll say battle for the stop job. I mean, it's interesting because like it seems like people weren't necessarily happy with him like skipping the pro day and everything like that. But in all honesty, like all those top guys did last year at quarterback. I just think with Shadir Sanders, I think the question with him is we know he can throw it like into tight windows and like really good pocket and everything like that, but I think it's just like how much playmaking do I think the biggest gap between Cam Ward and Shadir Sanders is the playmaking ability, meaning like Cam Ward, like I know everyone's like, oh, he's too nonchalant for the NFL because it's like but he's not gonna do that in the NFL. I think sometimes with the conference he was in, he just found himself bored, in all honesty, where like he's not going to be bored in the NFL. He's not going to be bored for the New York Giants. He knows the Giants have a lot of cap space. They're going to build around him. Shadir Sanders, the Raiders too, man. I mean, like this is going to be a really intriguing place because you're going to work with Pete Carroll and see where things go from there, and potentially Najee Harris, where I have
Yeah.
going to the Raiders.
And
So
you'll be
yeah,
able to work with Tom Brady a little bit as well. So
and he knows a thing or two about being
yeah,
a good quarterback.
I think that'd be big for them. At 7 here, he was a huge combine riser. I think he's going to be a reach technically. I mean, Shamar Stewart had the best combine out of anybody. He's
I like that.
6'5", 6'6", about 270. He will be in one of the better run defenders as an edge defender in the NFL from day one. As a pass rusher, he has a lot to work on. But I mean, I think the Jets could be in that weird position to the point where you're just like, all right, we don't know who to take. Let's just take a flyer on somebody. So, but obviously he's probably gonna be a top 15 pick in this one. I'm gonna say they really reach up and take him at 7.
Now, Ben Kuiper Jr. has got a breaking trade. We saw the Ian trade,
Oh,
1-3 pick. I got the Carolina Panthers doing a trade with who's been a really hot team in the headlines lately? The Washington Commanders. I
Ooh.
think the Commanders trade with the Panthers. And I think they just got Deebo Samuel. They're in talks for Miles Garrett. They went to the NFC title game in Jane Daniels' year as a rookie. So who do we exactly get for the Washington Commanders? Why not go edge rusher and let's go Mikael Williams? Let's go
Mm.
Mikael Williams for the edge rusher. They'll trade up and get him, and they'll be confident because at 29 they'll be like, we don't know if we can get a Mikael Williams at 29, but we know we can get him at number 8. And you get an edge rusher from Georgia. It honestly seems we see how tough, how gritty these Georgia guys are. Number 8 Washington trade with Carolina. What do you think, Ian?
That'd be insane if they would go up from 29 to 8, but that's what we do this for. Williams and Stewart are fairly similar though. Williams is a freak athlete. He is a large dude with super long wingspan. Both of these guys right here will be great run defenders from day one. Michael Williams has a lot of room to grow. So
Mhm.
honestly, that'd be pretty cool. We're gonna go Ted McMillan here to the Saints. Just add talent around Olave, see if they can build some offense.
I like that. So now, Chicago Bears. Of course, you go offensive edge. I feel like they really need an O lineman though, like badly.
Yeah.
And I think why not go with Armand Membabu? Armand Membo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Membu. Yeah, he's
Membu,
gonna be a top 10
Armand
pick.
Membu, because I mean, I really think if Jacksonville and Chicago can get top O line prospect, I mean, these are like top 3 prospect of O linemen, definitely top 5.
Yeah.
And for different reasons, like some are better at each other than others. This would be a blending so well with Chicago, especially too, like they're in talks to get a guy in free agency as well.
Yeah. Membu is really, really athletic. He's been a riser. And then of course the combine, he just ran a 4.91 at his size. He could potentially move into guard as well just because of his athleticism and being able to move out in space. But at either position, I think he has a real chance to be an excellent player. So we're gonna go Will Johnson at 11 here. He's the best corner, pure corner in this class. He's going to fall a little bit for no reason, but it's he had an injury, but and people are worried about his tackling and long speed. But he is a really good player, and teams should not pass up on him that much.
Great pick. San Francisco, I think, is going to have a lot of needs in
Yeah,
this coming up draft, which is something they probably have not been familiar with since the 2000s and like true needs what they need. Because if they don't like actually fill places and make sure guys are being healthy and stuff, like you could be looking back to back losing seasons for the 49ers. So, that being said, with a common foe of theirs, of NFC. The Dallas Cowboys, I think, have to go Ashton Jenny, even if you get like Nick Chubb as a backup running back if Rico leaves in free agency. I think Ashton Jenny has the potential to be a top 20 running back of all time. I know it's like those kind of small schools, but small schools can really work well. And the biggest thing too with Ashton Jenny to Dallas is now you're gonna have guys that like Elliott's gonna be excited about it. Emmett Smith's gonna be excited about it. All those great running backs from those times, DeMarco Murray, like this is the great thing of Dallas is like the Mount Rushmore running backs, and there's no reason Ashton Jenny can't because of what he can do in the backfield and as a receiver. He's very hard to tackle. I think he's got just really good infield instincts on knowing where defenders are going to be before it actually happens, knowing when to make a move, things like that. I think it's a perfect pick for Dallas.
yeah, that'll be one of the more. That's probably the most common selection in all mock drafts. Plus, he's from
You
that.
had a first one, Vegas taking him at 5. That was
Yeah.
cool.
That'd be pretty cool. But I do like that one a little bit better for fit just because they have a much better offensive line. Here with the Dolphins, I'm gonna go with Tyler Booker. Um, he's a large man. He is a very good player. Super strong guard, not super athletic, but he is. If he gets his hands on first, he is not letting go. So if they are able to keep a guy like Teron Armstead, who just take that massive pay cut, then add Booker to the interior. I think this could be a really much it'd help Tua Tagovailoa much or a lot more in being able to stand behind that line.
I like that a lot. 14, I'm gonna go different. I don't think it's Tyler Warren. I don't. Again, of course, is like what would I do, right? Well, let's go Jalen Walker. Let's go Jalen Walker from Georgia. I'm all in on the Georgia Bulldogs, doing so well in the NFL. And I think another reason for that to be is just because this is one of those football programs in a way who's like the new Alabama. And really, I Jalen Walker, you can make a strong argument defensively from that 2024 Georgia Bulldogs team, and they played a little bit in 2025. He was the most valuable guy on their defense just because of the leadership, of the way to put the pressure on quarterbacks. Like, I know the stats aren't necessarily going to like blow your mind from this past season, but you just look at the tape. Look at the tape on Jalen Walker, and it's like, my goodness, like everyone needs to try to get this guy if they can.
Yeah, he is a very good player. He can play off the edge as a pass rusher, and he has the speed to play off ball linebacker. Sideline to sideline speed is all there. He is going to be a very good player. I really like Walker to Indy there. They could use a linebacker after losing guys like Darius Leonard, who's obviously not on the team anymore, but he wasn't the same. Um, Here with the Falcons, Mike Green is going to fall right into their lap. He is he's got some real juice as an edge rusher and a pretty good and he's a really good run defender as well. He's got an array of moves to get around the offensive tackle. He uses speed. He's got an inside spin move that he likes to use as well. So I'm excited to. Atlanta really needs a pass rusher. They've been looking for one. Matt Judon's been okay at best, but adding a guy like Green, who is a certified one, I think will be big time. Plus, he's super young, so
I like that. This might be a little high, but I'm gonna go Golden from Texas to the Arizona
yeah,
Cardinals. Give Kyler Murray another playmaker. I mean, I think hopefully we can kind of see Marvin Harrison Jr. like implemented with like the team better in a way for offensively.
yeah, they definitely got to
Um,
use him better.
use him better. But get Matthew going, like just draft these wide receivers. How do you view their offensive line though, would you say?
It's not terrible. I think they'll probably look to address it in free agency. Um,
Hmm.
Obviously, Jonah Williams got hurt. That wasn't very good for them. But Paris Johnson's a good player. They've got some decent guys. They're going to lose a few in free agency, but I think they'll look to add to that maybe in round two, round three, and free agency. So um, I don't. This is what I would do. Bengals. If Malachi Starks is here, like there's no reason why he should be. Um, I see a lot of mocks where he's falling for some reason, but he is the best safety in this class, and he's got coverage skills. He's a very good. He's basically an elite blue chip safety prospect. Like he's like the fall happened with him with Kyle Hamilton a couple years back. He fell all the way to Baltimore at like 14.
Notre
It was
Dame.
ridiculous. And then Brian Branch last year or 2 years ago now, I think, fell all the way to the second round because he didn't test very well and he wasn't super fast with the 40. But the game speed is much different. Starks is just as good as them as a prospect. He's going to be a really, really good player. I'd hate to play against him if he goes to Cincy.
Absolutely. That means number 18, Seattle's going to do a trade. I'll go second trade, and it will be a trade with the Buffalo Bills,
Well, let's see how. All right, all right.
who I believe pick at 30. Yeah,
Yeah.
they pick at 30. I think it really gets interesting for Buffalo because, like, I just think they're in this time where, like, they want to see Josh Allen truly get to a Super Bowl. Like that's the whole goal right there. And so I think there's so many different ways you could go. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. There's like oh my how about I'll say they go Mike Green because I've been hearing that like His
I took him
Oh, you did? Okay,
15.
and then I'll go
Yeah.
James. I'll go Pierce Jr. I'll go
All right.
James Pierce Jr.
So,
because I have been hearing that like you say 3 months ago that oh my goodness, like I don't know if he's gonna go first round. Now it's like I've been hearing reports like he could go anywhere from like 13 to 16. Like
yeah.
he could go the first half. So like if he winds up falling, Buffalo might be make that call and be like, let's get some edge rushing help and try to do that. I don't see them doing tight end. Wide receiver sure could make sense, but who's to say they don't do that in free agency?
Right. Yeah, Pierce is a good player. He ran a 4.47 as an edge defender. He's a little bit lighter. He's like 245, I believe. But
Yeah.
he was projected to be like first overall at, let's say, at this point last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the first couple mock drafts came out for this season, he was projected to go really high. He's a very good pass rusher. He's got speed. He's got bend around, or he's got decent bend around the edge, but he can win with speed. He's not the best run defender. He's definitely got to add some
But
weight
his
on
40-yard dash was absolutely
his frame.
incredible.
Yeah, the
And
40
I
yard
think
was
like people
great.
had some questions like as the season progressed, because like they thought there were like more, and I mean there could be some more valuable D linemen out there, but once they've like really seen the combine can help you so much. I mean, even just like someone like who we just saw like 4 or 5 years ago, Justin Jefferson, like he was in the mix of where is he going to land in his position. Combine changed his career, and now look at him. Like it's
Hmm.
incredible.
Yeah. All right, we got 10 minutes left. We should be good though.
Yeah.
We're on good pace. 19, we're gonna go Jahad Campbell. He's gonna rise a stock from the combine as he already did. Former receiver is really good in coverage and he's super fast sideline to sideline. Plus he's a Bama backer. Plus he has some juice off the edge as a pass rusher. So he's versatile like Jalen Walker. I think Walker's a little bit better. But Campbell is not far behind. He is a very good player.
20, I'll go Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
He actually used to play quarterback. Um, but yeah, I mean, I do think he's the best tight end in the draft. Will we see Brock Bauer numbers like we saw in their AFC West? Can't say that confidently, but could we see really good numbers? Absolutely, we could. And they seem to be knowing what they do. The offense, I think they've been running really good schemes on offense and really good assignments for everyone to like go off of from last year. Just great to see Denver get out of their slump.
Yeah. Here I'm torn. I'm torn between Derek Harmon and Walter Nolan. I read some character thing about Nolan, but I don't fully believe it. But Harmon really models his game after Cameron Hayward. But I'm probably gonna lean Nolan because of the upside. He fits them
What
a
have you been
little bit.
hearing about him?
I just read some about his character issues, but I don't believe any of that. Um,
Yeah.
all the drills during the Senior Bowl, he was going hard and he was showing out. So he's super explosive. He's got some real violent hands. Um, he's a really juiced up pass rusher. Run defense. He's made some plays. I think he can be a bit more consistent there. Um, at times he'll kind of I guess the effort may show on tape at times where he's just like taken out of run plays, but he's super explosive, high upside. I think that would really help the Steeler D line who got punched in the mouth in the playoffs.
I'll go Benjamin Morrison for the Chargers. I think I mean, we saw how the former Irish Kyle Hamilton did, just a couple of years ago. I think you see Benjamin Morrison, like the great thing about him through that season that led Notre Dame to the championship game is that they needed a pass breakup. They were more than likely to get it. And yeah, he's just got, I think, really good instincts. He's got really good anticipation on receivers running their routes. And I think he would be a great fit for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, he's a good player. He was dealing with some injury, but I think he does a good job at the line of scrimmage and press. He's not a super overly physical player, but he's very smart. And like you mentioned, he anticipates pretty well. So I'm curious to see where he falls. Green Bay here. I'm kind of the really true pass rushers are all gone here. Donovan Araku could probably sneak into the first round. Um, I don't. No, we won't go with him. We're gonna go Jedi Barron. I think he's one of the better players in this class. He's a bit older, but I have him at 12 right now on my board, and he's this would be an ridiculous value pick because he can play just about anywhere on the field. He played outside, he played the slot corner. He's a good tackler, and he ran a really good 40, which is what some teams are concerned about. So that'd be nice.
I think actually they're going to do a cornerback as well, Minnesota. They'll go secondary, and they'll probably roll the dice and go Siobhan there.
Yeah,
And they need secondary help. I mean, it doesn't like take anything crazy to know that like Minnesota Vikings, the theme of their last 3 seasons, whether they win most of them or lose most of them, is they're in close games. But like the secondary, man, I mean, you can only have Sam Darnold or JJ McCarthy to Justin Jefferson for the touchdown so long until like it just gets to be tough for the offense to keep going pound for pound. So you need to really improve on defense.
yeah. We're gonna go with Igbuka here. Um,
That's a great value pick. Good pull.
get his get his old teammate back with him.
That's what we were talking about last night. Yeah.
Yeah, Tank Dell being out for while all of next season. This will be a good compliment to Nico Collins, especially in the slot.
Actually, I will go Luther Bird in the third. Because we know there's not going to be Cooper Cup there in LA anymore, so you'll
Yeah.
have Puka Nakua, potentially Luther Bird in the third. Stafford, the good news for Rams fans is he's back, so that would be great for their offense. Absolutely great.
That'd be big. We're gonna have the Kelvin Banks fall stop here. He's not
Oh
really
my goodness,
fully elite at anything, but
it's
he's a
so
solid
crazy.
tackle
He fell down
prospect.
there.
If he's at 27, if they lose some guys, if they lose Stanley in free agency, that'd be a pretty decent replacement potentially.
Detroit's going to go edge rusher, I think, just to compliment Aiden Hutchinson. And I don't think they're in the Miles. I don't think they're going to be in the Miles Garrett sweepstakes. And I know what you mean. Like I know the edge rushers, kind of those top ones, aren't really as you would expect to be there. But I'll go Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. Obviously, like another one. Like you're going to look at the statistics, not going to blow your mind. But I think the potential's there. I think the potential's there, and I think if they can just buy into the potential and get him incorporated over in the offseason with the defensive line coaches, the defensive coordinator, the new defensive coordinator, like just try to get Detroit's defense back to what it was in the first half of the season.
Yeah, Sawyer's a good player. He had a big time playoff performance for the college football playoff, obviously. I think he plays really hard. He does a pretty decent job against the run. I think he can improve on getting his body better, and he doesn't have much bend, which is what you would like to see out of pass rushers. But he's like a Lions guy. Like he's a Dan Campbell guy. Just the way he talks and leads on the field. So I think even if they don't select him here at some point, I would not be surprised if the Lions like were to trade up for this guy because he's just one of those guys you would love to have in your locker room. Panthers here. We're gonna go Nick Emenawari. Probably the second best combine performance. 4.38 at 6'3", 225 pounds, with a 40-inch vertical and a ridiculous broad jump. He can play just about anywhere. He can probably sub in and play a little bit of linebacker too. He flies over the field, so that'd be good for Carolina there.
Ooh, I'll say this is tough. Let's get Seattle another tight end. Let's do it. Let's go Loveland.
Lovely. Okay.
Let's do it. Let's get him another tight end. Why not? I mean, I think like that would be good. Obviously, offensive line. They could do like even draft 3 different alignment later on in the rounds, but like I think that would be really good for him because DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett's availability both seem to be up in the air. So I at least get your some weapon, and you're really high on Loveland. So for Gino to
Yes,
Loveland would be
he's
great. I
big
mean,
time
you have
player.
him on your like prospect as
Yeah, he's
top
15.
10, right? 15, yeah.
Yeah, he's an excellent player. Obviously those two picks were from the trades that we just did. Um,
Yes.
Never know what happens with that. Josh Simmons, if he's there with the Chiefs, he is 100% going to get taken by them. He has the best tape out of any offensive tackle
And
in
they
this
need O
class.
line. They need O line.
Yeah, had an injury, but he's got long arms. He's got bend for a tackle. So that's he's good if he's fully healthy. Very, very good.
Oh, it's like I don't even. There's just so many of these guys where like there's upside, but then it's like how much do you really see like it making a big impact? But I'll go for the fun of it, Derek Harmon from Oregon. Um, just in case they do lose a guy like Sweat and they can't retain pieces, them in Kansas City, it's just gonna be the question like how much can you keep and how much are
Yeah.
you gonna be releasing?
Oh, the heck? Why is it not loading? Should be showing the full result, but we can just scroll through here. I would love if yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles end up with Harmon. That'd be freaking great for them. But
And these are what like we think should happen. It's not what we're
yeah,
predicting yet, but and we put trades, three trades in this
yeah.
one.
We got less than a minute left on the meeting, but we're gonna scroll real quick through all these picks, get one more look at it. Obviously, appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yes.
Of course, wanted to add a few creative trades in there. Draft is almost here, 50 days away about. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah. This is mock draft 2.0. Oh, it did end.
2.0. No, no, I just
Oh,
stopped
okay, cool.
sharing. But
Mock draft, yeah, mock draft number two.
yes,
So
sir.
that's good. Number two, and there's still time before the draft, so there'll be more for
Yeah,
sure.
appreciate you guys watching. Peace.
Yes.